Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, July 9th. Just going to run through the morning charts of gold and the SP, crude oil, and the US dollar. If we take a look here at the price of gold on the kick overlay chart, you can just see there's pretty much a resistance level here where the price of gold came down, traded there, broke down. Anytime it's popped above it, it's kind of held or it's been stuck below it. The 1200 area seems to be a short-term key resistance level. Gold seems to be drifting up today. We might see a continued drift up like this and see a breakthrough. And if we do get a breakthrough, then I'm going to be actually looking for a light volume pullback for us to. It might not happen today, but overall back down to this point, and then we'll hopefully take a long position. If we look at the trading charts here of gold, more or less gold's in a downtrend for a while here. It's had this sharp drop, and right now it's flagging. Usually in a downtrend you want to see the flag actually, when the trend's going down, you want to see a bear flag. You want to see the flag drift up and then it'll continue lower. But what we're seeing is this large flag with volatility, meaning it's moving up, it's selling down, it's moving up, it's selling down, and it's also flagging in the direction of the trend, and that's actually somewhat bullish for this pattern. And we can see here volumes drying up as the price is going down, and we've also got a possible mini head and shoulders here. Here's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and we've got a neckline right across here. So we might see a breakthrough, and if we do get a breakthrough, I have a feeling we would probably see a jump to the 1220, and then we would get a pullback down to the 1210, back to the 1200 area, and then it would move higher. So that's kind of what I'm looking for there. If we just pull up the daily chart, the daily chart, it's still stuck in this. It still has some pretty good volume. The selling spikes are still fairly large, and I do feel though if it doesn't break the neckline, this little wedge here is going to give way, and we're going to see a quick drop down to not quite that far, but the 70, 75 area in here, somewhere down in here. I think we're going to see something like that. So I don't want to jump the gun. I'd rather wait for the momentum in gold to shift. If we zoom out a bit here, you can just see that hopefully it'll just shift directions. It'll start to make a higher high and then pull back, and we'll be looking to buy on an oversold dip. That's what I'm looking at for gold right now. As for the SP 500, here's the daily chart. What I'm kind of looking at here is simply the fact that we're trading at resistance, which are the 8-period moving averages, and most times when we trade there, we get a rollover or we get support, depending if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. The last rally we popped through there and moved up, and then we had a large sell-off. Right now we're trading just at these levels, and it's a pretty major. There's a lot of volume that traded through here, and right through the middle of that noise is the 1075. So today, if we see one more push up, I think to the 1075 area, I think it'll be a pretty good area to take a short position. Have to see what the volume's like. If all the sectors are up and the market internals are screaming that there's actually strength behind the buying today, then we might want to hold off until Monday, because we might continue to get a gap up on Monday, and so we'll have to play that one by ear. But right now we're trading just at a resistance level, almost there. Market is showing we're somewhat overbought. If I just pull up the NYSE advanced decline line, where the prices are still wedging, these are the stocks, they're wedging up, and we could see another push up today, and then eventually they're going to break, and we're going to have a pullback either to the zero or all the way back down and clear the air, and that's what we want to catch, is a short in this overbought market, because we are somewhat in a downtrend now. So that's what I see there. As for the price of the US dollar here, I just want to pull this up. This is a 60-minute chart. If we just look at the daily chart, you can see pretty much we're pulling back. There was a dip here. We've pulled back somewhat to that point. The price is starting to more or less wedge, depending on how you want to look at it, or it's in a down channel, and it's down at the bottom of the channel. It's at a point where there was it had found support before, and volume more or less is decreasing as this little flag is actually flagging in the wrong direction. Usually we want to see a flag up and then we see prices drop, but instead it's just flagging down and it's just grinding its way, and usually when it's grinding its way down you usually get some type of pop. So if we take a look at the 60-minute chart, I mentioned yesterday the US dollar was trading down near the low. I mentioned it looked like it's starting to roll over. More or less what I was seeing is just overall the price is slowly starting to round out, and I think we might actually see a nice pop. And if we do get a pop, I think we're going to see 84.50 on the US dollar. And of course, if the US dollar jumps up there, I don't know if this is going to happen today, but I mean over the next couple days, if we see the US dollar jump, we're going to see crude oil have some downward pressure, and we're going to see gold have some downward pressure. Now here's a chart of a 60-minute crude oil. You can see pretty much the market was getting toppy. Every time it made a new high, it sold off, and very similar pattern to what happened in gold. And volume was drying up, so we knew that there wasn't much interest, people buying way up here, and then it broke down with more or less a three-wave correction, and right now it's trading at a key resistance level. So if the US dollar rallies, we're going to see crude oil want to pull back down and possibly start heading quite a bit lower. So if the US dollar rallies, in short, what we're going to see is probably weaker oil, weaker gold, and it might actually help boost equities, but the market's kind of mixed. Sometimes equities move with the dollar, sometimes they don't. Everything's kind of out of whack right now. US dollar is really taking a hit because the economy shows that it's slowing, and people were moving all their money into US dollar as a safe haven, but now that they're seeing the economy's not quite as good, some people are pulling their money out, and that's just put the downward pressure on the dollar. So that's what I see there, and I'll talk to you guys later today. Bye bye.